For the 13th time in the last 14 years, the EKU men's and women's cross-country teams have swept to the Ohio Valley Conference Championships. It happened last Saturday in Edwardsville, Illinois. And we'll talk with a runner from both teams. And let's begin with Grace Kilroy, a freshman from Centerville, Ohio. Unlike the men's race where they had a runaway, you were in a tight battle as a team, and even though it's an individual sport in some ways, you were running knowing points were important. Did you sense that during the 5K race?
I did sense it. When I first started the race, about 800 meters in, I saw 4 girls from the same school ahead of me, and so I knew that it was going to be tight, especially between our 2 schools. And also during the race, I heard Corey yell at me, you need to pass these 2 girls in order to win. So that was
pressure.
That was a lot of pressure, but I figured we were really tight with them, and I didn't know that we won until about 10 minutes after the race.
So Viola Surmont of EKU won the race, had a runner in 8th, and Grace finished in 9th. And then you had a 4 and 5 finisher that got enough points to win over Eastern Illinois by 6, and that's your 8th in a row as a team. As you go in, you know that ahead are the regionals, but how important is the conference championship in the big scheme of things as well?
I think the conference championship is more important, at least right now, for us than regionals because we're a really young team, and I think winning conference was obtainable for us, so it was a big goal that we had to win. And going into regionals, we just want to establish ourselves as a young team at regionals, but we don't necessarily have the goal to win this year. I think we're going to build up to it in the future, but going into conference, we knew we could win, so it was a bigger goal for us.
You're from Centerville, Ohio. You're a freshman, so why did you pick Eastern Kentucky?
Well, I looked at a few different schools, but it came down to distance from my parents and just a few other factors, and I think this was the best school for me size-wise as well. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small, and I also just love the distance running culture that EKU has, and I didn't see that at any other school I visited.
You have some interesting things in your bio.
Yeah.
So you're good on a pogo stick.
I haven't done it in a few years, but yes, I used to be very good.
How'd that happen? Just out in the driveway one
Yeah,
day?
no, I think for Christmas one year, my parents got both my brother and I a pogo stick, and I did it all the time. And I eventually got up to pogo sticking and jump roping at the same time.
Wow. Keeps you in shape.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty hard, but yeah, I haven't done it in a few years because once I started getting really serious into running, my mom wouldn't let me because she was afraid I'd hurt myself.
So how did you get into running? Is it a family thing, or?
My mom was a runner in high school, and she's very athletic now. She does triathlons, and so in 7th grade, she encouraged me to start cross country, and I tried because I was in dance, but other than that, I really wasn't in any serious sports. So I decided to give it a try, and the rest is history.
You are a general dietetics major, and I also read that you have a food account on Instagram?
I do have a food account on Instagram.
So if I go to, will I learn how to lose a little weight, eat better, that type of thing? What's it about?
Yeah, basically just a lot of healthy meals, recipe ideas. I started it last year when I had nothing else to do. My friends encouraged me to start one. So
what's the account? We can look it up.
Goodies by Grace.
Goodies by Grace. Well, good luck to you and the rest of the team in the NCAA Southeast Regional in a couple of weeks. That is Grace Kilroy with the women's cross-country team. The man brought home the gold as well, and we'll talk to Zack Kirk, who finished 2nd in that competition. We'll do that when we come back right here on Inside EKU Sports.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
Now time to talk about the men's side of the OVC Cross Country Championships, and Zack Kirk joins us. He is a junior from Maumee, Ohio, and you finished 2nd behind a teammate in the race, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9, the guys that put points on the board, and it was a runaway victory. Going in, you knew you were probably going to win, but to perform like that had to be uplifting over in Edwardsville, Illinois last weekend.
Yeah, I know. We were all really pleased with the performance. You know, this time of the season is where we're really looking to start running our best. And, you know, these past couple weeks, we're starting to sharpen up a little bit, you know, get the Cornhuskers in and make sure that we're recovering well. So, yeah, we were really pleased with the performance overall. I couldn't really ask for much more.
14th straight title by the men of EKU in the OVC and their 28th overall. Ezekiel Ropp won the 8K race. You were 5 seconds behind, and then right behind you were the other runners as well. So did you run mostly in a pack most of the way in that race?
You know, our goal going in was just to kind of stay relaxed in the beginning and just kind of move with the race. And yeah, so we were all packed up for the most part in the beginning, but this course was pretty challenging compared to some of the others that we've ran so far this season. And so there was a lot of hills, and as the hills went on in the race, everyone just kind of started to break up, and then the more hills we ran, the more it just kind of split up. So.
You're from Maumee, Ohio, as we said at the top, up in the northern part of Ohio. How did you end up at EKU? It does have a good reputation as a distance running school.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, the distance running is definitely one of the bigger things that brought me to this school. And Tito Madrano, who's the assistant coach, he was actually one of the first coaches to contact me whenever I started my you know, looking for colleges. And yeah, you know, I came here, I visited EKU, and I really liked the coaching staff. You can tell that they really prioritize the athletes as compared to some of the bigger schools. You know, it's kind of more business-like for them, but you can tell here that they really care about their athletes. And I thought all the guys on the team were really cool, and yeah, so it wasn't too hard of a decision.
You missed part of last cross-country season and then the indoor season, so injuries are part of running, and it's a part of, I mean, our top runner is out in cross-country this year, but I sense that it's really important to know how to train and then when to peak, and we're pointing as a team towards the Southeast Regionals in a couple of weeks.
Exactly, yeah, no, yeah, last year, that was my first ever real injury that I've dealt with, so I was kind of in unfamiliar territory, but luckily I've been able to stay healthy this season, and the team, for the most part, despite James, we've all been able to stay healthy for the most part, and I think the way you train really kind of has to do with the amount of injuries you get, and I feel like so far we've been training really smart this year and not going too hard and just keeping easy days easy, going hard when we need to, and I think that's kind of the recipe for just staying injury-free throughout the season.
Speaking of recipes, I hear that you, as a 5-year-old, wanted to be a pizza delivery man. High lofty goals at the age of 5.
Yeah, you know, it was like our kindergarten graduation, and we were supposed to say the job we wanted to be when we were older, and you couldn't pick someone that someone else already had, and most kids, you know, want to be like a fireman or policeman, but those were taken, so I was like, pizza delivery man sounds cool. So
free pizza.
Yeah, exactly. I love pizza.
There you go.
Yeah, so.
And if you delivered it, it would be fast, hot, and ready.
Exactly. This is true. This is true.
You'd get it there quicker than the traffic. And you're a broadcast major at EKU, so what do you want my job?
Oh, sure. That sounds good. We can just switch positions real quick.
That'd be great. We should have done the interview that way.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, keep on running well. Good luck to you and the team, Ezekiel Ropp and you and the rest. I know it's 5 teams are really all jumbled there together, and 2 automatically qualify for the Nationals, and that's the goal, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's been the goal all season, and for this program, that's the goal every year, is to make Nationals. So really excited to get after it 2 weeks from now.
Okay, thanks a lot. Zack Kirk is with the cross-country team. They'll be in the NCAA Southeast Regional. It's November 15th in Charlottesville, Virginia. And coming up next, EKU women's basketball begins its season on Wednesday. We'll talk with one of the key players on this year's team.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a crime fighter. Be a visionary. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
Tip-off comes Wednesday night for the women's basketball season at home against Northern Kentucky. And we'll talk with the center on the team, Ilea Green, a transfer from Cincinnati out of the city of Louisville. And how are you settling in with all your new teammates? Because we've got a bunch of transfers, a lot of young ladies returning, and some new high school players as well.
Oh, yeah, it's been great so far. We all get along really good. Like, since the first week, we got along quick. We all act like sisters. It's fun. So, yeah, it's been great.
So you come in and play for a new coach after 2 years playing at Cincinnati, a redshirt year before that. Because this team has had this turnover and there's a lot of new people, has it made your own transfer personally a little easier, do you think?
Yes, coming into a place being the new person is always hard. So when you're not by yourself and have other people that are new, it makes it easier. And the returning players that were here, they came in with open arms and they were nice off the gate. So it was pretty easy. So
Coach Sam's your coach, Sam Williams, who also is from Louisville and then played at Auburn. And so having a coach that played the game at a high level, what does that mean to you, and what can you learn from Coach Williams and her staff?
It's always great to have a coach who's played because they've been where you are and even further. So it's like she knows what she's talking about. So she's already been there. So that's what actually helps.
You are from Louisville Male. That's where you went to high school, and you made the Final Four, the Sweet 16, your junior year. That experience of playing in a tournament atmosphere, how did that help mold you as a college player?
It was fun. It helped a lot because in high school, a lot of people don't come to definitely girl games, so a lot of people don't come. So at the championship in that state, the crowd is packed. Everyone's there. It's really loud, and that's kind of how it is in college. So that's what helps with it.
Now you're from Male. Coach Sam played at Manual. A little rivalry there, a little jousting with each other every so often.
All the time in practice, she brings it up. She's like, "That's that Male education." Whenever I mess up or something, so yeah.
The situation with your position in college basketball in the post, what does the coach want you to do to have that low post presence in the Ohio Valley Conference games this year?
She just wants me to be more aggressive. That's her main thing. And then to go up, if I have an opportunity to score, then score, and just be more aggressive and rebound and be the best post that I can be out of everyone else in the conference.
4 sisters at home. You told me you're right in the middle of the 5 sisters total. So what's it been like to grow up? You got a starting 5.
Basically.
Has it been fun? I mean,
It's been really fun.
Yeah.
I love my siblings. We do a lot of stuff together. They're like my best friends. Growing up, of course, we argued a lot, but we did everything together. Always had fun. Was never really bored.
Your dad was an All-America tight end for the U of L Cardinals in the late 90s. Played for the Indianapolis Colts. So what does your dad bring to your athletic experience, and how does he help you, through the tough times and through the good times?
He also played basketball as well, so he knows a lot about the game. So he got me and my sister started into basketball. He still coaches up and down, and he knows a lot of people, how to allow us to connect. So if we need to get in the gym, need to work with someone, he's always the one that we go to. He's the athlete part of our family, yeah.
First game is against Northern Kentucky, an in-state rival. There's an EKU player that transferred from Northern Kentucky. So this is a big game out of the gate. What do you expect from EKU in game 1 at Alumni?
It's going to be good. We're going to play hard because we want to win, but not only for ourselves and for the school, but for Samari, because she did transfer for NKU. So this is going to be a real big game for us.
All right, good luck. It's a long season, but I'm sure you're really happy to be done with practice and play somebody else, right?
Looking forward to playing someone other than each other in the practice players.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ilea Green, she'll wear number 35 for the Colonels this year. And again, you can see the Colonels open up on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock at Alumni Coliseum against Northern Kentucky University. Don't forget, the men have their first road game on Friday against the University of Kentucky at Rupp Arena. That game tips off at 7 o'clock as well. When we come back here on Inside EKU Sports, we'll check in with football coach Mark Elder.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
3 games left now in the Ohio Valley Conference football season for the Colonels. Mark Elder here to talk about the game coming up at Southeast Missouri. Look back to a tough overtime loss against Austin Peay. And every team can look back and say this, and this is what caused a problem. 3 interceptions, a couple of penalties hurt at times. And, man, it was a close game, and they got the touchdown in overtime, and EKU did.
No, it was an outstanding game. I mean, that's the type of game you want to be a part of, that's for sure. Obviously, you just want to come out in a different outcome there. But to have a game between 2 teams tied for first place and it go to overtime, I mean, really it was an outstanding atmosphere, a really exciting day, and very proud of the efforts of our team, our players. I thought that they put their heart and soul out there. We're just a player or 2 away, you know, and we've got to make those couple plays. I mean, that's reality, but we've got to make those couple plays. But no, it was a great game, and certainly that's what you want to be a part of is games in November that matter a bunch. And obviously we got another big one coming up.
You're 3-2 in 4th place, but the other teams right above you just have 1 loss. And so Southeast Missouri's the top-ranked team. They're 17-18 in the 2 polls this week. So another chance to kind of say, don't give up on us yet in the polls and you know, take a look at it. So this is a big one against a team that went to the playoffs, won a game last year. You beat them here in Richmond last year.
Yeah, no, this is a huge game. And, you know, they're a very, very good team. Ton of respect for Tuke and the team that he has there. I think they're a very well-coached team. They're a tough physical football team, and it is a great opportunity for us to go out there and show what we're made of, because we think that we're a good football team, and we're excited to have another opportunity to go against another really good football team to show what we're made of.
Zack Hall was the Buck Buchanan Award winner. That means he was the best defensive player in the nation last year, and he's back. What does Hall at linebacker bring to their team? Why is he so good?
He's a physical football player. He's a smart player. He's always in the right place. You rarely will ever say, boy, he looks like he's out of position. He's always in the right place, has a nose for the football, and I mean, he just makes a bunch of plays. I mean, he tackles the ball carrier. He forces fumbles. He does every little thing very, very well, and he's tough. So a lot of respect for him, and we certainly know where he's going to be at all times.
The quarterback is Daniel Santa Catarina. He came in from Northern Illinois and really changed their team last year. So he's an experienced guy at quarterback.
He is, and I think that they've got a really good passing attack. They've got a number of very, very good receivers. One of the top in the conference, the Wilkerson kid, number 6. He's outstanding, and the other guys are very good as well. Their slot, number 9, I think 16 rotates in with him, and the 85 is their other one. But the quarterback makes it go. I mean, he does a great job as far as distributing the ball. He doesn't put the ball in jeopardy. Great decision maker. So a lot of respect for him as a player.
How do you, from the mental standpoint, because so much went into that game, you would be in first place if you had won that last game, and you didn't, but it was so close. It was 1 play. How do you get your team back up? I think young people are resilient, but old guys, they kind of nags at me. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that?
Absolutely. No, and you know what? Every week it's the same. And you have a big win. Guess what? If you have a hangover from that because you're feeling yourself, then that's going to be a problem. So it's the same issue every week, whether it's a big win or a tough loss, whatever that situation is guess what? There's another game that's extremely important. If we want to accomplish any of our goals and aspirations for this team, you got to erase the past, whether it was good or whether it was bad, and you got to move on and put everything you have into the next game. So in order for us to be the best that we can be for this week, we have to have a short memory, and that's the same as last week, and it'll be the same thing next week.
Okay, Mark, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks.
Across the Mississippi to Cape Girardeau Saturday for a 2 o'clock kickoff against the Red Hawks of Southeast Missouri. We'll have the radio coverage beginning at 1:30 at WCYO FM, 100.7 FM. You can catch it on the TuneIn app as well as EKUsports.com with the stream. Game also on ESPN+. When we come back, we'll go back inside on Colonel Sports, take a look at how the volleyball team is doing.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a rising star. Be a hero. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/Colonel.
We talk volleyball now as the EKU volleyball team split down in Nashville last weekend, sweeping Belmont, losing to TSU. Comes into this weekend's action 2 games behind 3 other teams, so still in a hunt for an OVC tournament spot. And Dena Tekavec is the libero on the team, person that goes down, and for those that don't know volleyball and have to get the ball, make sure it doesn't hit the ground, you set things up for the team. How did you come to that position in the game?
Coming to be a libero, I've been an outside hitter like my whole life, and then up until I was 16, I changed positions because I was too short. So I just started like falling in love with the defensive position like piece of it. So serve receive wasn't my favorite at first, and I had to learn to love that. Now I actually, as a senior, learned to love it. So I think just defensively, like digging balls is just like really fun for me. I just like stopping people from scoring, I guess.
Right. It's like meeting a guard in basketball that loves to play defense. You're not the scorer. Yeah. You're the person that makes sure the rest of the team has a chance. This team has come from what was a tough year last year. When you weren't here, you transferred in, and you've won 9 games this year. And I know you wish you'd won some more, but we've seen really good improvement in this year's team under a new head coach.
I'd say that Jana is doing an amazing job with the girls. I think her and just the staff as a whole is doing a great job with learning how to coach girls in a specific way, because you have to coach some girls differently than others, and I think that they do an amazing job with coaching like different personalities. So
you come from a volleyball family as well. You had 2 sisters like you that played either beach or indoor volleyball at Florida Atlantic. So were you the youngest of the 3?
Yes, I'm the youngest of my 3 sisters, and I started playing volleyball once I saw them starting to play, and they used to play basketball. That wasn't for me, so I found out that I just like fell in love with the game of volleyball, and I just learned from them as much as I possibly could.
You're a really good server too. You lead the team with aces with 20 of them. Top spin type serve, a jump serve. Tell us about your serve, because it's kind of a risk reward kind of serve, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's like high air because it's just, you know, you have to hit it a specific way and toss it specifically. So I've had that serve since I was around 10 years old. And then once I got to college at FAU, I stopped doing that serve and I went to a float serve for 3 years. And then once I came here, they wanted me to do it again. So I had to train myself and try and like remember exactly how to do it. And I love that serve personally. I think it's really fun, and it just.
I remember when Chloe Rojas was here, she was a libero, and I talked to her last year, and I mean, you kind of have to give up your body. I mean, bruises and everything, and get to the floor. I mean, you've had 396 digs this year. By the end of the season, do you feel kind of battered by the sport at times?
Yeah, I would say especially being a senior, it takes a toll on your body, but it's completely worth it. I think it's just, sometimes you have to dive to make a better play in the ball, so even though like it might hurt, you know, you have to do it just to get the best touch possible.
You've only played as a team 6 games on your home court. You're 3-3 on your home court. 3 in a row coming up. One of them at the end is Moorhead, who's at the top of the conference. But this, you know how important it is, and on your home court, you've got to be excited for the stretch run here in regular season. Talk to me about what the importance of it is. What's Coach said to you about that?
About home games?
Yeah, about home games and taking care of Alumni Coliseum.
Yeah, I would say I personally have a different not a different mindset. Every game I go in with like a positive and, you know, same mindset, but I think that playing at home is it's just a different vibe, and it's like a different atmosphere, and it's just something that we have to learn to like protect our home court. So it's just a different atmosphere, especially for like the team, and you can just feel the energy. It's just more of like we protect and we attack the team on our home court. So it's a different feeling, and it's really fun to play at home, I think.
Got a big win over Murray here among the home court wins. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, Dena Tekavec, the libero with the EKU volleyball team. Here's what's ahead for the Colonels. On Friday night at 6, they'll go against Jacksonville State, then turn around and play 2 o'clock Saturday against Tennessee Tech, and then their final home match against Morehead State, the rival, on November 13th. And that does it for another edition of Inside EKU Sports. Like and follow all of our social media pages to keep up with EKU athletics. And as always, go Big E.